From the makers of Dark, these words were enough of an incentive for us to go and check out the new Netflix series 1899, and we weren't disappointed. The show creates a suspense-filled journey for you where the viewers are kept guessing the whole time through a maze with twists and turns, and the season finale throws up facts that will leave you stunned. While there are several crucial characters in the show, the role of the young boy named Elliot, who appears in the second episode, is shrouded in mystery. The final episode reveals the truth behind his backstory, and it is fair to say that the little guy has one of the most intriguing and crucial story arcs in the series. So, in this video, we will dive into the depths of the narrative and bring you everything there is to know about this character. There will be a few spoilers along the way, so proceed at your own risk. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. What's 1899 all about? It would be preposterous to explore the character of Elliot without giving you a proper background, so let us first check out the basic structure of the show. The highly anticipated mystery horror series surely lives up to the expectations, although the story leans more towards the sci-fi genre than horror. The story picks up from a voyage on the ship called Kerberos in the year 1899. The ship is heading towards New York City, and a diverse range of passengers across various classes and ethnicities are on board. However, they all seem to have one thing in common. They're all running away from something and looking forward to a new life in a new country. Their journey across the treacherous stretches of the Atlantic is all the more mysterious because of the strange disappearance of a ship named Prometheus on the same route a few months ago. Some of the passengers are on the edge because Prometheus just vanished without any trace of the passengers on board. In an unexpected turn of events, the captain of the ship, Ake, is notified of the crew about a strange constant message that they've been receiving. It seems to be coming from a ship, and the only content of the repeated message is the location. The captain has reason to believe that the message might be from the missing ship Prometheus, which clearly has a few survivors on board for the message to be sent. He orders for the course to be changed, much to the disappointment of some of the passengers. Among the various characters on board, Mara seems to be one of the protagonists, and she is a doctor traveling alone. There are things about her that makes you wonder about her true origins, but let's save that for later. When they reach the ship Prometheus, it looks like an abandoned vessel with no survivors on board, dead or alive. As the captain explores the ship with Mara and a couple of crew members, they discover a young boy locked in the closet of the ship. Surprisingly, he seems to be in good health, apart from the fact that he doesn't speak a word. How did he survive being locked up without food for all these months? And what happened to the others on board? With many unanswered questions, he is taken back to Kerberos, and Mara takes him in, even caring for him in a way. Soon, strange things start affecting those on board, and the ship seems to be stranded in the middle of nowhere. Does it all have something to do with this mysterious young boy?
She will wake up this time.
All about Elliot, the mystery boy. When the boy is brought on board, not much is known about where he comes from. All he seems to have is strangely configured black pyramid and a green bug. People start wondering things about him, some even believing the young boy to be the devil himself. You cannot really blame the thoughts given the bizarre sequence of events that unfold immediately after the boy is brought on board. The compass of the ship stops working, and suddenly there is no proper track of direction anymore. The captain, who has a troubled past where he lost his wife and children, is disturbed by certain visions, and things start to go terribly wrong with various other members on board. Even the crew grows hesitant to support the captain, and all things point to ominous signs about the boy being some evil entity. However, these guesses are put to rest by the time you finish watching the show. Folks, it is time to bring out the big guns with a few major revelations. As it turns out, the boy never existed in this time frame in the first place. In fact, the entire situation with the stranded ship is merely a simulation with a timeless loop. Mara is stuck in this simulation, and she has forgotten crucial aspects about her past. For the longest time, you're led into believing that her father is the one behind the entire situation, but even after that possibility is nullified in the season finale. In fact, Mara's brother, who everyone thought to be the helpless victim, turns out to be the main culprit, manipulating the simulations and getting Mara stuck endlessly in this incomplete sea voyage. Another mysterious character enters the ship, a man named Daniel, and he turns out to be Mara's husband, trying to find a way to get her out of the simulation. The boy named Elliot Elliot is actually Mara's son from a different timeline, and he is a part of this simulation as well. That being said, some elements of the character still remain a mystery. Was he a part of the plan by Mara's brother to keep her stuck on board forever, or was he part of Daniel's attempts to get her to snap out of it? Both of the possibilities have equal weight based on the sequence of events, but the presence of the little boy has been a very crucial part of the narrative. Both the green bug and the pyramid could open certain doors in the simulation to reveal more. He was actually Mara and Daniel's son, and the little guy was suffering from some incurable disease that was pushing him to his death. In order to avoid the pain of the loss, Mara planned a simulation where she could always be with her son. Unfortunately, the simulation was tampered with by her brother, who took control, and Mara was sent spiraling down the rabbit hole of simulation. She finally ended up in 1899 on a ship that would never ever complete its voyage, and she had no memory of how she got there. This also meant that she forgot all about her son and created a mental construct where she believed that she couldn't have children. Even Daniel was trapped in the simulation, but he managed to hack into the simulation settings. Mara slowly starts to comprehend the truth, and it all starts with episode 8. Elliot is seen running to his mother after finding a beautiful green bug. He is ecstatic about his catch and wants to keep the bug in a box, but his mother advises him otherwise. She makes him realize that the bug should be left to grow freely, just like humans also need some independence and space to grow up. Suddenly, Elliot wakes up, and it is revealed that the whole thing was simply his vision. He is greeted by Mara's father, who tells the young boy that his mother had fooled them all. He shows Elliot all the monitors that are live streaming the simulation events from the ship and convinces the young boy that his mother is the only one who can get them out. So, even Mara's father and Elliot are trapped in a simulation, and it is revealed that Mara could not let her son go and trap Kid in a simulation so that he would always be alive for her. The boy is disappointed to learn that he has been lied to by both his parents, and now the only way to break free from all simulations is to find a key that brings them all to reality. The entire time, 1899 has been showing glimpses of a strange black pyramid, and it seems to be a very crucial part of the simulation setup. The unfortunate little boy Elliot, who we perceived as something unworldly or evil, was actually an innocent victim whose entire childhood got consumed in sickness and simulation. He was just as real as all the other passengers caught up in the simulation, but his physical condition in the real world had no connection with his condition in this make-believe world. This is probably why the boy was able to respawn inside the ship even after being thrown overboard. Finally, Daniel manages to corrupt the simulation code. He manages to bring Mara into the first simulation that they created together. He changed the key to be her wedding ring, and she's finally made aware of the situation created by her brother. The original pyramid that Elliot was carrying was a way to exit the simulation, but once the configurations were changed by Daniel, it no longer had any significance. The boy probably intended to use it to wake up along with his parents, but that was never really a possibility. The final moments of the show reveal that Mara has woken up in a spacecraft and she is trapped in a machine. There are others in the room, all of who are stuck in stasis, and a final message reveals that this might be the actual reality. Was the boy a victim of an apocalyptic world? It is never really specified what happened to Elliot. Why was he in a near-death situation in the first place that brought about the whole situation? Well, we have a theory that might make some sense. The show reveals at the end that the current year is 2099, and Mara was stuck in a simulation that belonged to a timeline 200 years ago. The fact that they are all in space also suggests the possibility that the entire program was an escape attempt. Something must have happened to the planet that required the survivors to leave in a last-ditch effort, and being in stasis is a sure-shot way to get through the awfully long journey. Elliot might have fallen victim to the last terrible days on the planet, and his grieving mother might have developed the simulations so as to not confront terrible loss. By all means, Elliot is probably dead in the real-time situation, but once again, there is no real clarification. All the glimpses of his hiding place seem to be a grave, indicating that the boy was no longer alive in the real world. However, we have to wait for Season 2 to find more answers regarding what actually happened to Elliot and the path ahead. Given that it is an open-ended climax to some extent, we might find out more in the second season. A lot of theories are really up to your interpretation, and we would love to know what you think about the origins of the young boy and Mara. Where do you think it actually started, and what do you think would happen next? Do let us know in the comments down below, and also tell us about your thoughts on this mind-numbing series. And if you like the content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks, everyone.
Where's the boy?